of the most powerful frameworks we use in our business when we work with clients is a system called Profit First. You may or may not have heard of Profit First, but it's based on a book of the same name by author Mike Michalowicz, a small business guru who has written many amazing books. That one is a favorite. We are, in fact, a Profit First certified firm, and we're certified at the highest level because we believe in this system and the results that it brings to business owners. We use it, of course, in our own business to amazing results. So I'm excited to share with you about Profit First and how to use it in your own beauty business. Let's get to it. Okay, we're going to go through some slides to cover Profit First and what it is and what it can do for you and your business. In the book, Profit First, Mike talks a lot about how too many small businesses become cash-eating monsters. We're not in control. It feels like all of the money that comes in is immediately being consumed. We're struggling with payroll. We're struggling at the beginning of the month, maybe rent and a lot of other expenses are happening. We're struggling to pay ourselves as owners. We're barely getting by. And it can feel like our business is a cash-eating monster. What we want to have happen instead is turn this business into a cash-generating machine. And Profit First can be a powerful tool in helping us to do that. So what is Profit First? Profit First is a behaviorally based cash management system. It's not an accounting system. It's not a bank account. It's a way of managing our money as it comes in, in a way that works with our behaviors and not against them. Simple as that. And so when we talk about models, we have GAAP, so generally accepted accounting principles. This is the traditional way of looking at our business, and we even see this reflected in the profit and loss. This is how it's laid out. We've got our revenue, our income, right at the top. We've got all of our expenses, and then at the bottom, if there's anything there, we've got profit. It's the remainder, the afterthought, the leftover. With Profit First, what we want to do instead is we have our money coming in and we take out our profit. We take out that money that we want, and then what's left is the expenses. So how does that work? How are we able to do that? Mathematically, these formulas are identical. Parkinson's law is a principle of behavior that comes into play here. And this is how we're able to benefit from flipping that formula around. So Parkinson's law states that our demand for a resource increases to meet the supply of it. So when we have more of something, we use more of it. When we have less of it, we use less of it. So I like to think about this in terms of a project. If we're given 2 weeks to do a project, usually we will take those 2 weeks and then we'll have our project done at the end. If we're given 2 days to do the same project, we'll get it done in 2 days. And the result will be very similar, if not identical. How is that possible? It's because our demand expands to fill the supply. And we see this with dieting. Size of plates, bigger plates, more food, smaller plates, less food. In the book, Mike also uses toothpaste as an example. We have a full tube of toothpaste. We're squeezing that on. We're liberally using it. Some shoots into the sink. No big deal. Just put some more on. But when we get down to the end of the tube of toothpaste, we're rolling it up. We're getting a full body workout, just trying to get that little bit of toothpaste out. And we're making do with what we have. That's Parkinson's law. So when we apply that to bank balance accounting, we get awesome results. So bank balance accounting is this. We skip the accounting, we access the account. What does that mean? Bank balance accounting means we are looking at our bank accounts. We're not pulling up reports, we're not running a profit and loss, statement of cash flows, any sort of analysis. We're looking at the amounts of money in our bank accounts. The amount of money dictates how we're doing. Traditionally, small business owners do this. This is already happening. This is the behavior that we're using. Hence this leverage the behavior, don't fight it. The problem is we only have one bank account. So we have all of our money coming into that bank account, all of our expenses coming out of that bank account. When the balance is high, we feel good. We're on top of the world. We can do anything. When the balance is low, we're struggling. This business is a sinking ship. We're doomed. All hands on deck. Fire emergency, not even a drill. So what we want to do instead is very similar to the envelope system. So if you're familiar with how Dave Ramsey or others talk about this with personal finances, they talk about taking out cash, and we'll put cash into an envelope for groceries, cash for maybe for gas, some for fun money, and we divide our money into these smaller buckets. Think back to Parkinson's law. We've got smaller plates, and by having these smaller buckets, we can manage it much more closely because it has more scarcity. We want to be more careful with it. So applying that to profit, first applying that to business, we don't want to do it with cash. That's not practical, but we can do it with bank accounts. So we can have different bank accounts, we can have different purposes, and we can assign money to those accounts, to those purposes, and then we'll have a purpose, and we can manage it better, and we will get more results. We'll have better profit. So here's how it looks. 5 core accounts with profit first. First, we have our income account. So this is going to be the account where all of our money comes in, all of our deposits, all of our revenue. It just comes in this account and it stays there. That's the whole purpose of this account, is to be that holding place for the money until we disperse it. And typically we want to disperse it with percentages. So we might say 5% goes to profit, 30% goes to owner's pay, 15% goes to tax, I think we got 50% left. 50% left goes to our operating expenses. So OPEX stands for operating expenses. So what are all these different accounts? The profit account is literally the place to hold profit for the business. We're not spending it on any of our operating expenses, so it's not a deductible expense. It's meant to be there to not be used in a way. And then periodically we can take bonuses as owners from that account. The owner's pay account is where the owner gets paid. So the owner will take their paycheck from there. If they're taking draws from their business, it will come from there. All of the take-home money for the owner is in the owner pay account. The tax account is also an account for the owner to pay the taxes that they have personally for the business. Most small businesses are LLCs or S corporations, and so those are flow-through entities. The owner's paying the taxes on those businesses as it flows through to their personal return. And so the business is going to take care of the owner and set aside money for taxes so that it's covered. We call these 3, the profit, the owner pay, and the tax, we call these the owner benefit accounts. The last one, operating expenses, is what we're going to run our business off of. So this is going to be anything from our rent and our utilities, our office expenses, could be our toilet paper for the bathroom, our events, our education, advertising, all the things we're doing to run the business. So by having the money come into the income account and then get dispersed to these different areas, we have clear purpose of our money. One of my favorite things as a business owner is having an owner pay account and an operating expense account. So you know very clearly what money is for you as the owner and what money is for the business. You don't have to worry about, am I starving myself? Am I taking too little? Or am I crippling the business because I'm taking too much? Because we're separating that money as soon as it comes in. We're intentional about it. We know exactly how much is the right amount to take. Most beauty businesses are going to have a 6th account, and this is a little bit more complicated. I will show you how that looks on the next slide. We'll go over that in more detail in a future video. But that's when we add in a direct costs account. In the book, Mike talks about this as materials and subcontractors. For salons, spas, other beauty businesses, this is typically people and products. So those things that are spent as soon as the money comes in, they already are accounted for. So when someone checks out and they're paying, you already know that you need to pay the stylist or the team member that did the services, and you know you need to replace the product that they bought. So those are direct costs. So how do you get started? How do we get started with Profit First? Go to your bank, create bank accounts. Not all bank accounts will allow you to create these accounts without charging you monthly fees, so ask about that. Usually, credit unions, community banks are fantastic about this. They'll let you have multiple accounts. Others might not be. Typically, the bigger the bank, the less likely they are to work with you on this. The size of your business is a factor as well. So I've seen some clients that are larger be able to persuade the big bank, hey, I want to create these multiple accounts, I don't want a fee. They'll let it happen. When smaller clients try to do it, the big banks say, no way, I'm not going to do that for you. There are also some fantastic online banks. RelayFi is our favorite. They're actually an official banking partner of Profit First. And there are so many reasons why they're great. Check them out. Ask us questions about them. We'll do a video on them in the future as well. So you want to create your bank accounts and then name them. Name one of your bank accounts income. Name one profit. Name one tax, and so on. And then in order to complete this process, we need to know how much to put into each of those buckets. If you recall, we talked about percentages where maybe we want to put 5% in profit, 30% owner pay, so on. How do we come up with those percentages? Where does that come from? That comes from doing a Profit First assessment. So there is an instant assessment that you can get online for free. And that will give you a quick and dirty way to start. Great tool. If you want a fuller, more involved assessment that's based more on the intricacies of your business and the details of what you have going on, a more complete Profit First assessment. And that's something that we provide as a company. So if that's interesting to you, reach out to us and we'll help you get started and also create a roadmap for how you want to have your percentages now, but then grow them over time so that those owner benefit accounts are going up. Remember, our goal with our business is to have it serve us and serve our lifestyle. And Profit First will be an amazing way to help you do that. I've seen its power specifically in the beauty industry. It is so effective in helping you stay on top of your cash, get out of the payroll crunch, stop stressing at the beginning of the month, help you sleep better at night, help you pay yourself better. Profit First truly is a powerful tool, powerful framework. I hope this video helps you as you move forward on your journey. Thanks so much.